When I was younger, I used to convince myself that I can't be trans, I hate needles. That line of thought stems from the fact that the most common way for people to take their gender affirming care of estrogen or testosterone is via needles. But the funny thing with that is, that's not true, because you can take estrogen with pills and there's also testosterone gel. And so when I learned about testosterone gel, I was like, oh my God, wait, it's actually kind of feasible for me to go in testosterone and not be incredibly scared the entire time. Back in 2023, when I finally decided that I wanted to go in testosterone, I made sure to tell my provider, I was like, hey, I would love to go in gel. That sounds great. And I was worried a little bit that it wasn't gonna be as effective. I'll tell you, I was on it for about 11 months and I got all the changes that I wanted. Maybe not as fast as you can maybe say, but honestly, I got there. But you were like, 11 months, what happened? Funny story. Earlier this year, I had to switch insurance plans because my old one got eradicated. Why? I couldn't tell you. The insurance plan no longer exists in this state of Kansas. My new plan doesn't cover testosterone gel. It sees it as a luxury, and it would also cost me $400 per bottle. And I used 4 bottles every 3 months. So for a 3-month supply, that is $1,200. And I don't know about you, but I really don't want to spend that much money on something that should be free, like all the time, no matter what. My plan did cover injections for testosterone. And so I was like, well, do I want to spend a lot of money? Or do I want to inflict myself with a little bit of pain every week for free? What do you think I chose? Well, I chose the injections. You might be a little confused because I just mentioned that I'm scared of needles. I would still consider myself very scared of needles. Well, not very scared, but I don't like them. When I'm getting an injection, like at the doctor's office, doctor's there, I'm looking that way. I don't need to see what he's doing. I know pain's about to happen. I know the site's gonna be sore, and I know, ouch, it's gonna hurt. The other thing is, why I thought I might be okay to do injections is because when I would have a loose tooth as a kid, I would want to pull it out instead of asking for help. And so I thought, if I'm the one doing the shot, maybe it won't be so bad. And that is true. I would say that's true. When thinking about doing my shot, I would feel nauseous, my feet would get sweaty, and I would feel lightheaded. And so how I got rid of that feeling is exposure therapy, or as what I would quantify as exposure therapy. A lot of people online share how they do their shot, and so I would just watch tons of videos of people doing their testosterone shot, and I would also watch nurses explaining how to do a subcutaneous shot and how to do intramuscular shots. And so watching people stabbing themselves with needles made it less scary, and also knowing that so many people do it made it be like, okay, I can do this. If you can do it, I can do it. Finally came to the day where I got my new prescription and I was prescribed my needles, and it came to the time where the next day was gonna be shot day. That night, I barely slept. I kept having dreams about that I had already done the injection, something went wrong, or any number of things. Just a lot of nightmares. I couldn't sleep, and it got to about 5 a.m. where I decided to finally wake up and do my shot. And what also made it incredibly worse was I had asked for subcutaneous needles, which are really a lot smaller, like 5/8 of an inch. The pharmacy gave me the wrong needles and gave me intramuscular needles, are about an inch. And you might be like, an inch, 5/8? That's not that big of a difference. When it comes to stabbing yourself, I beg to differ. Luckily, I had a lot of adrenaline pumping in my body, and I was able to do the shot with little to no issues and little to no pain. I was hopping around, dancing around when I was done. I was the most joyous I'd ever been after receiving a shot. I will say weeks following that I did not have the same reaction, but I will say for the first month, it barely hurt to do the injections, but for the past month and a half, I've been a little hesitant. I've kind of regained a bit of my fear because I'm just scared of doing it wrong. And there was one week where it had bled more and I was scared that I hit an artery and had injected into a vein, which is really hard to do, and there's ways to prevent that from happening. But just now the fear is less about it hurting and more of it I'm doing it wrong and that I'm going to unalive myself somehow. But again, I've been fine. Nothing bad has happened in the almost 3 months that I've been doing self-injections. And honestly, I have been on a higher dose. I would say I'm experiencing more changes faster in a way. And like, I am over a year on testosterone, so like things are gonna be starting to plateau a little bit. But it's interesting because I think my voice is continuing to get a little bit deeper. And my muscle mass has also grown more, but I'm also working out more. So I don't know. I really don't know. Is it a placebo? I don't know. Am I happy with what I'm experiencing? Yes. So overall, I'm gonna say that the testosterones make me hotter. But ultimately, I just want to share my experience and let you know that if you are gonna be starting injections, they're not incredibly scary. If you're educated and know what you're doing, you're gonna be fine. And worst comes to worst, I hope there's someone in your life that will be able to help you with your injections. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time with a brand new video. I will see you then. Bye!